Just going to give it a few minutes. Want to give everybody a chance. We're literally just 1 minute before we're supposed to start. So let's just give it a couple minutes, give everybody a chance to get on. And you can open up your video too, Dave, whenever you're ready. And you too, Brian. So we're right at the top of the hour. Just give it a little bit more time and we'll get things going, guys. Get ready for an interesting call. Interesting call going to be. It's going to be good. Crazy crypto world we're in, huh?
Crazy. Exciting. Never a dull moment, huh?
Oh, never.
Drinking coffee on a Friday night because I'm on about 2 hours and 28 minutes of sleep. How about you, buddy? Would you both?
I ended up about 4, and it's a real shocker too because I didn't think I'd sleep that much. But I literally haven't eaten lunch, or I haven't eaten since lunch yesterday. I just haven't had time. It's like one thing to the next, just talking to everybody. And
you still got
crazy.
The energy?
Oh yeah, it's a labor of love. I feel great.
And I think Brian slept about 38 minutes. Brian, did you get to take a nap at all? I know you were trying.
I got an hour.
He got an hour, man.
I just pulled up off the mountain right now. I'm literally just coming out of that hour. So for the first 15 minutes, ignore everything that I say. Yes, there will be some gibberish, and I apologize.
We'll come and wipe the drool. And
yeah. I apologize.
No worries, buddy.
Well, I don't know how you guys want to start the call, but what we're here, of course, obviously, is to just talk shop and talk about where we're headed, address any concerns, questions, things like that. So that's what we're here to do. But I can just tell you that last night, it was crazy. It was wild. If you look at what happened, we had this gigantic swing upwards, and everybody knows that sniper bots, I mean, more than ever, especially on the Solana network, man, they are just crazy. And we kind of, like, in a way, we know we've been building this thing and talking about this thing for the last 4 months for the relaunch, right? And we've hit a lot of momentum, and we know that we've gotten a lot of attention, and with that comes sniper bots and all kinds of stuff that kind of comes with it, and you just can't predict it. Like, it's not something you can just go and say, oh yeah, this is going to happen. And it's like I've told you guys for weeks, you simply can't make any predictions about what will or won't happen. But here's what I can tell you. The fair launch has come and it's gone. And honestly, I know everybody doesn't agree with this in their own personal circumstances, but actually it turned out, I mean, pretty amazing. I mean, we did about 2.7, 2.8 million in volume. Let me kind of just look at the chart and see. We're still at 16.
You want to put up on your screen, Mark?
Yeah, I can do that. I can do a quick share. Hold on. So you're looking at, excuse me, 16 cents. It's a pretty great spot. It took us 2.5 weeks to get to 19 cents last time. And, if you look at from where we started to where we are, and I know there's people in the community that bought in some other range up here. And we've always told you guys all along that, of course, that's possible. When you have all this volume coming in, you don't always know exactly where your entry is going to be. But this is one of the things I like to kind of share with you guys to give you a perspective, is that if you're in any other crypto project in the world, and I mean 100% of the time when I say this, any other crypto project in the world, if you bought in somewhere in here, even all the way at the top, you're looking at it going, man, I didn't get a good entry. And for the short term, that's right. So what? But here's what you got to think about. In any other crypto project in the whole world, the only way that you're going to ever recover is when it gets back up to wherever you bought, right? So you're looking for a way to go, okay, let's see if let's hang in there. Because, I mean, the last thing you want to do is sell when you're in the negative. You basically, that's really the only way you can officially lose money is if you sell, right? So you're in the middle here, or maybe you're even at the top. I don't know where you're at, So, but there are a lot of stories of people that did happen to get in early, and good luck to them. That's great. But I'm going to tell you why the whole thing's kind of not irrelevant. I'm not going to pretend it's irrelevant, but what I am going to say is that in any other project, your goal is to get back to that price and get into profit. That's all you're thinking about. And a lot of you who may know and understand, and really, I think after this call, if you haven't heard from us since last night, you're going to leave this call really believing in what we're doing. I have no doubt about that. I've been talking to people all day long, and everybody that I've been talking to, whether they started off that way or it ended that way, they're very excited right now with where we're headed, because nothing has changed. Okay, this chart doesn't change the utility. This chart doesn't change that we are going to impact the Solana ecosystem like no project in history, and not just Solana, but all of crypto. No, that the chart doesn't change that. We haven't even been in business for what, 24 hours. This is early in the game, guys. And so if you're smart, you might consider getting another entry if you were up here, if you can. But if you can't, you might be thinking, okay, we need to get up into this area before I'm in profit. But do you know that in Solana, when we launch this utility in our affiliate plan, you've got all kinds of other ways to recover. Our utility is built to help give you an opportunity to create more income, right? How many crypto projects out there can tell you that, where the utility itself, remember why we're here, why we're going to change the world, is because we have an election process where every 2 weeks people are going to show up and they're going to vote for their favorite project, potentially win and add those projects to their portfolio for free if they happen to vote for the winning project. So there's a really neat, interesting way to recover that you've never been involved with in your life, right? Did you think about that? It's real easy to forget that, right? When we get all focused on the chart and where I got in and what happened and all that stuff. But we are here, and we're going to keep doing calls every night, Monday through Thursday, like we have been, and then some. We're going to get to the point where we build towards the first election process, where people are going to come in, nominate, vote, earn rewards, and of course, eventually catch that tipping point where we believe momentum is going to happen. None of that has changed. It's all the same. And so I want to encourage all of you guys out there who might be feeling that way, like, man, I didn't get the best entry. I get it, man. In the short run, it stings. It feels that way. But you got to remember why we're here. And that has not changed. We have the best utility, in my opinion, for rewards and for our community in crypto. We are solving what I believe, me and David, the whole team believes, is the #1 problem, shiny object syndrome and nothing accomplished. We're going to uplift the projects through the voting process, and we're going to throw out the shiny objects. And isn't that, if you think about it, every single person that ever gets into cryptocurrency in their life, anybody, every single person, their #1 objective is what? To find quality projects, right? Think about it. And so what are we here to help you do? What does our utility help you do? It helps us not only solve the shiny object syndrome problem, but we're going to help you find quality projects. That's the goal. The whole community is going to come together as a whole, and we're going to work together with one goal in mind: finding quality projects, throwing out the shiny objects, and rewarding you for doing so. So don't forget about that factor when you're looking at the chart and thinking about your entry. I just want to remind everybody of that. I know that's kind of a reminder, but I really like the way our chart looks right now. Okay, if you look at it on the 4 hour, I really like it. You see a nice curl in this area. I think momentum is coming to the upside, but I can't make any predictions. I don't know what will or won't happen, but I will tell you this: all the bots and all of the bad actors, crazy traders, whatever, happened in the fair launch, and that's it. They gave us their best shot, and that's it. It's onward and upward from here, if you can imagine. And that's just talking about the chart, but that's not really just giving you the full picture, because remember, you can't forget this utility. You can't forget what we're about to accomplish, and how it's another way. These rewards is a whole new way to potentially more than overcome any kind of profit that you might be looking for in the Solana token. So just kind of want to throw that out there. I want to bring on you guys. I mean, whoever's next, Brian, Dave, you guys just let me know.
Mark, I just want to let you know that, and let everybody know that Capilla's here, which is awesome. He's inside the group. So if we want to unmic him, we can field questions from, if people have questions, you can ask them inside the Telegram. If you want to be added to the panel here, we can do that. I know we've got a few in here already that might have questions, and I don't know, Mark, you might have some questions of your own, but it was quite an event, right? It was supposed to. I will say this: it was supposed to have taken probably about 30 minutes to do, and it was just way more complicated than we anticipated. And we found out, and Kapil will tell you this, that I had wiped my computer clean to make sure there was nothing on there that could ever compromise the wallets. And when I had restored it, the Bing had become a default browser, and so when I opened up things that I was working on with Kapil to upload this, it looked like Chrome. We thought it was Chrome, and I do not have a. I don't think there is a Phantom extension for Bing. So that was the hiccup. We had to go to the back door because we cannot expose private keys, and so all that was trying to get it loaded into a system that wasn't designed for what we're doing. So we figured it out towards the end. It is what it is. It's kind of like a holy crap moment when that happened. But listen, nothing great and amazing is ever easy. Otherwise, everybody would be filthy rich, right? If it was that easy. So I think the bigger and more amazing something is, usually the more complicated and nerve-wracking it is. And so look, bots came in when we first launched. We'll call it the 1.0 as Professor likes to refer to it as, and I do like that. And we were small. We were just an idea at that point that we talked about, and we had a handful of people. It was really a small group, maybe 40 or so people that were involved. And yet they front ran Mark and I, just as small as that was. They came right in front of us and were buying up left and right before we could even get in there. But we didn't understand how that happened. We know now there's sniper bots and things that are connected to the APIs of Radium and so on. And when you put it in a test environment, we had to use SPL token 2022 for tax reasons in order to take out the 3% tax that we use to reward and for marketing and liquidity and so on. And when you're working within that contract, it's very limited on some of the things that you're able to do. It's within Solana's, and I don't want to get too far into that because that's really Kapil's expertise. And I don't know, Mark and Brian, how you want to. I wasn't sure if Kapil was definitely going to make it or not, but I'm glad he's here. So what I wanted to say is, do we want to bring Kapil on now, or do we want to go to Brian and others and then bring Kapil on, or what are your thoughts?
I think it's okay to bring on Kapil. Whatever you have for him. Why not?
Yeah, I didn't really line up any. I just figured it'd be a good thing. You never know what questions people might have, and things that I can answer, things that Kapil can answer.
If we could, guys. Mark, if you can just take a minute, because again, I always want to make sure we're not assuming stuff, because I noticed some of the questions that were on the Telegram last night, and I was reminded that we have a wide range of people. I apologize for my voice, guys. Wow, that's crazy. All right, but there's a wide range of people from knowledge level, right? So I'll be willing to bet you that there are people right now that we've said the term sniper bots. They have no idea what we're talking about, right?
Yeah.
They don't know what that is. So we can just take a second and explain some of those things. So maybe we can filter down some of the questions that are going to be asked. Explain what sniper bots are. Explain what they do, right? Sure. And explain how they can hugely impact a price of, like, a price fluctuation.
Yeah.
And et cetera, et cetera. That would be awesome, man.
Yeah, and I'm not the expert on sniper bots, but I'll tell you what I do know, and that is that sniper bots' sole purpose is to buy early and to buy fast, and no one can outrun them, because these sniper bots basically are locked in on these liquidity pools. They don't even know what Sosana is. They don't know what any project is. They're looking for liquidity pools that get filled. And when they see that, they buy, and they buy quick. And we saw a little bit, I noticed, because I've seen, most of these sniper bots, especially at the beginning of launches, again, since they don't know what the program is, they're just going to put in a 1 Solana or something, and they're going to try to buy it super early. They're going to take their profits. And one thing I noticed that's a little bit different this time is that, and I really believe it's because we had such an influence and such growth and such great energy in our community, that I think that we were a little more noticed, and that's just going to be my theory, right?
I mean, we were written up in, we had a target on our back from well before the launch. Everybody, the eyeballs were on us in the let's say the affiliate world. Listen, if you're somebody who owns a sniper bot, and that's obviously just I don't even know enough about it. It's something I think people that use those it's not really a nice thing. But I know that we were talking to a community member. I won't say who, but he said a friend of his had one and was able to get a lot of our tokens, and a nice amount were sold. And I won't reveal that out of respect, but look, I'm not going to say that the guy's a bad guy for doing that. I don't. It's a trick that these guys use, and it's not a nice thing. But the fact is, when it comes to Solana, and it comes to if you're a person who owns a sniper bot and you understand how it works, what are you going to look for? You're going to look for a project that's got a lot of momentum, a lot of chatter, that people are excited about. That's the one you want to get to, because why would you go after a small little nothing? You want to go and be there the moment a big token launches. And so listen, that goes to show you that we've arrived, right? They were here for a reason. The good news is they're learning their lessons, right? That 3% fee starts to kick their ass. They don't like it, and they start to go away. They did the damage early on. The prices, it's just not worth it for them to do it any longer. And most of them have dumped their bags. So the good news is, we're just in the beginning, right? We've got some amazing things that we're rolling out quickly, and they'll be coming nice and quick. And there's going to be tremendous momentum as we continue to grow and build the platform. And we know there's other token projects that are looking to do pre-launches with us, and AMAs, and just to build out our community directory, the educational platform, and the affiliate side of it is I think is going to be a tremendous growth factor for us. Yeah, I mean that's about as much as I can really drill down, Brian, on a sniper bot myself. Other than the fact that they, when we tried to go into a test environment with the token 2022, it's hard to replicate what actually happens when you go live, and it's just not the same. And that's something Bill could talk about if he wanted to. But what I think is better use of everybody's time. It's a Friday night. We don't normally do Friday night calls, but we're doing this tonight out of respect to the community, because we love you guys. This is about a long-term growth, partnership, ecosystem. Locking arms and taking this thing to the next level. I feel that the momentum is about to happen. We haven't even begun doing the real marketing, right? We haven't even started to release the press releases and the things with the CoinMarketCap and CoinGecko and on and on and on. There's just a lot that we're getting ready to do. So, in the interest of time and everything, what I'd like to do is actually, unless Brian, you or Mark, you have something to add, I'd love to open it up to questions from the field.
Sure.
Let them get them out, and then bring in Kapil for things that we don't know, unless Kapil wants to say something. But I'll look at my text to see, Kapil, if you wanted to actually say something. But otherwise, I'm happy you're here, and if the question is outside of my purview or Mark's or whoever, we'll bring you on in. Okay.
Yeah, we think it also, by the way, just so you know, we think it'd probably be best for the community to go ahead, if you can, post your question in Telegram so we can just do it. we thought we would do that rather than kind of like an interactive thing. I know I did all that interaction last night, and it was fun. It was great meeting some of you people. I heard some incredible positive, uplifting members in the community, which we do love. We just figured for this particular call, we want you guys to just get into some of the questions that you have. Ask away. Just put it in Telegram and let's talk.
Yep.
I'm going to go up a little bit because I saw some questions. I thought I could have sworn.
The only question I have is, why can't I see the Sasana token or what I purchased in the Phantom wallet? Still non-existent. So that is, yeah. Go ahead. Unmute Kapil.
Okay.
He just has to be unmuted.
Go for it, Kapil.
Hello,
Hey, buddy.
everyone. Yeah,
Hey.
hi.
Nice color shirt.
Matching.
Yes, exactly.
So yeah, yesterday was a great day. We didn't went as expected. I understand. Like we expected things to be go fast, quick, and get finished within first 30 minutes, but it took around 4 hours. David was there with us. Brian was there. Mark was also there. So it was a good team effort. There was certain things which was not expected, which happened, and things went around. And after that launch, also one good thing, like a couple of hours ago, I think so, as I wake up, I saw, like, I'm in a different time zone. So as I wake up, I saw like our like audit team has also given us a certificate on our token. So like it's a fully audited token with no other issues. In the Telegram yesterday, many people were asking two different things. One, which like David has just said, like I purchased Sosana, but it is not showing up in my wallet, or like it is coming and it is just going around or something. People were worried like our Phantom account is hacked, or like things were get missing or something like that. I do have got some DM regarding that. So first of all, I just want to tell everyone, I understand many people are new to this crypto world or something. Your wallet won't be hacked if you don't share your private keys. Now, one thing I just want to tell, because many times people also request me like, okay, my wallet is not working or this situation is not working. Can you help me? And if I ask them the public key, then they get confused. So they don't share with me the public key. And actually all system in Sosana, because it's on blockchain, everything is on public key. So for example, your your accounts, the way you are going to do the voting, everything is going to track with your public key. Nothing is going to be done with your email IDs and that all thing. Those are just to get some more identity about you, or just to find you quicker, but public key is the base of that. So I just want to tell you, there in crypto world, when you go to any wallet, it is Phantom or it is anyone, public key and private key are two different things. Public key is available for public, you can easily share it. It is the direct address which you have. Private key is even tough for you to get, because you need to enter multiple password and then you get, and never share your private key with anyone. So just try to remember, if anyone asks your public key, you can easily share it. There is no harm in that. No one can do anything by knowing your public key. That is for sure. Okay. This thing I just want to tell, because I do ask many people about their public key and I don't get a reply. And because of that, I can't even help them, because for me, tracing them in the back office, understanding what they are doing or something, is based on the public key. Now, the second question, which many people have saw, like why our Sosana token or something was there in the Phantom wallet and why it disappeared or something. Yeah, it disappeared, but it never gone. There was one tutorial which was added by Brian or Mark or like something, where on above of your above in the Phantom wallet there is a 3 dots above of your token. When you click on that, then there was a manage token. When you click on that, then it will show you the tokens. What happened, like many new tokens which just launched in the market, all the these Web3 portals, because first of all, we didn't got our audit done before that particular thing. Like when we launched, the audit team generally work like when we launch, then we submit our token to them, and then they do the audit and give us the certificate. So many new token who get just launched, they are considered like a fishy token or that by the portal itself. So what they do, they just hide it in the managed token. Like when you go into the managed token, you just need to open a sidebar of that token, like you want to see that or something like that. So that situation has occurred with us yesterday, but now our audit is complete. So automatically it will get refreshed all the portals. Like you can also see some warnings were coming in different screeners or something. All those warnings regarding the token will get removed automatically. It will get refreshed within the time being. So first, just to be clear, whoever has done any purchase, none of their token has been automatically removed from their wallet or something. No hack is done, nothing is there, everything is fine. Yeah, there are certain steps which are not very easily defined or something are there, but we are there to help you if you come into that situation. I do see like there are like 4 to 5 requests still pending in Telegram, which has tagged me and I have to sort it out. But in last 3, 4 or 5 days, we are mostly working on the token and certain other things related to that. So I was not active on it. But by Monday or Tuesday, I will definitely reply back to all the pending queries, and from there we can take it up. So this is all from my side.
That was great. And everybody, go to help and support, not in the general chat. So if you've got support issues, support questions, that's where Kapil, Keith is in there all the time. I'll pop in, everybody kind of takes a turn, but Kapil really is monitoring, he and his team. So, definitely want to post your concerns and questions there. And listen, this happened when we first launched as well. When you first launch a token, you're like decoupling from the exchange, right? You're not really, you're in and out. You're kind of, and especially if there's warnings and during the first 24, 48 hours, as the pairing is happening, sometimes it just doesn't show. Then it does show. Kapil, isn't there a way if you connect it to Radium, wouldn't it show exactly what you have and the value? Isn't there a way to?
No, like for example, every what generally happen like Radium is something like a Binance. So every exchange have their own ecosystem or setup. Okay, so this is you can say like a scenario in the blockchain world where we are in the Web3 world, but to do the exchange certain time at certain places, adding certain liquidity or something, we need to go into the Web2 setup and work it out or something like that. So Radium has, or like for example, if you go to the Radium, you can see the situation. It has all its clear situation or something like how much liquidity or something is left, because we have already added everything on that. So people can easily go to the Radium and check it out. But it is not only the Radium. From there, they can do like on Jupiter and all other platform also people can buy, and rest all things are transparent. So
but if they want to see what the value is, let's say it's not showing up properly, can't they connect there and look? I could have sworn that was a solution. That
if they, yeah, like for example, if they connect to, like if they go to Radium, connect their Phantom wallet, open their Phantom wallet, then they will definitely see the token amount multiplied and see the total value in their wallet. Yeah, that's. But what looks to me, because earlier our token has certain parameters which we have removed yesterday, and now like we are audited or something. So maybe in next 24 hours, everyone should see it in a normal wallet also.
Can you tell everybody, Kapil, what we removed today? Can you explain it to me?
First of all, whenever we mint any token or something, there are certain permissions which we can keep or we can't keep. Okay. So first of all, I just want to tell you, like all the number one thing which we have did, this token is deployed from Solana owner's wallet. So for example, it's an officially Solana wallet. From that, this token is deployed. So the owner is the Solana community. Number one thing. Number two, whenever we have deployed, there was 3 permissions was given to the Sosana owners community wallet that was like minting, then fees authority and freezing. Now it is highly recommended, like we should not give these options, but overall, what was the thing, like when we have run the script on our like yesterday in the morning, when we have run the token launching script, then the Solana mainnet was not working properly, like it was not responding properly, and we were also like very close to our deadline of like long, because all people were waiting or something like that. So we have used RPC, Helios RPC, to connect so that our mainnet can get a quick response. At that time our full script didn't went. So what happened, like our token got launched, our token got the supply or everything, but the owner wallet, like the Sosana community owner wallet, has got the three permission: minting, freezing account, and fees authority. So what that happened, minting means like this particular wallet, if they wish, they can mint more token in the future, they can increase the supply more in the future.
We
Freeze
can.
authority,
We can. No one outside of.
no one else.
No, I just want to make that clear.
Yeah.
Because some people were concerned that
Yeah,
it's mintable.
Yeah. Only the owner wallet, the wallet which has deployed, that has the permission. So if anyone can add the mint extra tokens or something, that can only one wallet. It's not like anyone around the world can just hack or do it out. That is not possible. Right. So they can mint extra wallet. Number two, the freeze authority means, for example, they can freeze the tokens at certain duration. Like for example, there are the tokens around the account, or there are the tokens in a situation and they just want to burn all and freeze it up. They can do that. They can means, here again the they means the Sosana owner. And fees authority, like they can change the fees. Like right now it is 3, it can do the 4 or it can do the 5. So these 3 permission got added to the owner's wallet. Still it was owner's wallet, no one else. Then like after 4-5 hours or something, when like or every other situations was got done, then we have again run the script when the mainnet got connected properly, and we have removed these 3 authorities. So now even the owner cannot mint and add any more token other than 88 million, which was there in the white paper. The percentage cannot be changed from 3% to any other for the whole token, for the whole life. And the freezing, like no account or nothing can get freeze. So these were the flag initially which was there on the token. That's why many wallet, like many phantom wallet or many other Web3 services are considering this token as a fishy. But once it is removed, so I think in next 24 hours we should be good to everything. But now everything is good. We I think so within couple of hours there will be a tweet about our tokens audit report, and definitely Mark and David or Brian will make it public to you guys also, so you can check it out. But now everything is good. So I think so in your wallet it won't look fishy, and it will show the value and everything soon.
Awesome. Thank you, buddy. I really appreciate that. I see a few hands up. And Mark, you're the host, unless Mark, you there?
Yeah. So we're obviously, I think we're just using Telegram, but let me look here.
No, yeah, but you can also see there's Millicent Jackson, Tammy Ashley. I see a few people with hands up.
Do you want me to bring them out?
Dave,
Talk to me. What are you going to say?
No, it's definitely better if we let everybody kind of push their questions through Telegram, just so.
Okay. You guys been running these meetings.
Yep.
Yeah, that's what we normally do.
I'll give it back to you. Yeah, I haven't been on, as you guys know. So I know you got a system. I get it.
Okay, I see that one of the questions was already addressed about listing Sosana as spam and the wallet and all that. So we addressed that part. What is the status of fixing Sosana wallet? Yep, address that. So you did it. Thank you, Kapil, for coming on. That was helpful because we're getting a lot of questions in that regard. That's really, really helpful. The value of my son is concerned. Yep, got that one. A lot of them are just wallet questions, Kapil. I think the call's over. Good job. I'm just kidding. Yeah, it's funny. It's just a lot of questions about that. Let's see. Okay, here's a question. Just wanted to ask Mark, how do you feel after launching? So proud of everyone and just doing a mental check, as we always should check on our friends. Just want to congratulate you at Mark Ross winning. Thanks, Dara. I really appreciate that. And, you know, I hope I've been able to kind of voice how I feel about the launch. You know, I do believe, well, one thing I was going to say before David was talking is that usually when you see bots, you see sniper bots, again, they come in with these really small buys in the very beginning because they don't even know what the contract is. But what we saw is a lot of larger buys in the beginning. And I think it was because they understand what we're about. They know that our community is strong, and they just thought they would take advantage. They just thought, hey, here's an opportunity, because they knew we were going to explode. And so they did what they thought they wanted to do. Okay. And
Hey, Mark, I apologize. The reason I'm interrupting you, and I'm sorry, buddy, but people are asking why this is not being recorded, and it probably should be. So I figured.
Do you want to start recording it now?
Yeah, why not?
Okay. Okay.
It probably should have been from the beginning, but
yeah, I think it's a good idea. Let me do it.
Too bad we didn't get Bill's.
I know the Kapil thing was the best part.
Yeah, I know.
Don't come back and say it all again.
Yeah.
Start over.
He's all awake. He's had his coffee. It's 6 a.m. over there. You know.
Kapil, maybe we can come back Monday, because I know that there's a lot of people that haven't heard it. So if we could, if it's possible for you to come back Monday, that would be, just let us know.
I can just summarize what I have told in a recording.
Recording in progress.
Okay. Sorry for repeating this, but this is just for a track for everyone who will be there in the community. So there is a question, a very common question, which I saw yesterday in the whole setup. That was like, why my is it my Phantom wallet got hacked or what? Because I cannot see my Solana tokens. It is came or went, something like that. So just to clarify it, like every wallet in Web3, it is maybe Phantom, like any other MetaMask or something like that, in any network, it is a combination of like a public key and a private key. And like a public key is the easy address which you see at the top, and which you should share with everyone whenever you want to receive any help, any information or anything. But private key is very secure, and you should never share with anyone if your like own relative asks it, because anyone have a private key, they have a full control. You cannot claim back. There is no rule for claim back or something like that. So just to remember that. So no one can hack your wallet. So we like from the token perspective, no one can hack. Like no one can create a token who can hack your wallet. So none of the person's token wallet was hacked or something like that. Definitely, initially when we launched or something like that yesterday, the Solana mainnet was not connected or not acting as needed. So we have to use some alternative. So our script of token launching didn't went full. So 3 permissions got authorized to the owner wallet, a community owner wallet. And now those 3 permission was minting, like they can mint more tokens in future. Fee structure authority, so they can change the fee structure, and fees authority, so they can freeze the account or freeze the token. So these 3 permissions which got given, that actually flag the token as a fishy. So that's why what happened, like whenever you buy the Solana, it got hidden. So how you can see the hidden thing, like you can click on the 3 dot above your token in Phantom and click on manage token, and then you will see all the tokens. You just need to activate your Solana token and you will see it. But that was also for yesterday. Yesterday by evening, we got our like audit report. I mean to say yesterday means because I'm a different time zone. So maybe like morning by afternoon or something, we got our audit report completed. So now all those authorities are removed. So our token is as normal as everyone. So automatically it should show up in your Phantom wallet within couple of hours or within 24 to 48 hours. There won't be an issue. Number 2, as David has also suggested, because we have added liquidity and everything in Radium according to the light paper. So you can always go to Radium and connect your Phantom wallet and you will see your valuation. But I hope like that should come as a normal in every wallet after 24 hours or something. And this is the automatic process. No one can do anything. These wallets automatically recognize it and coming out. So just to tell, the things are normal. Definitely, there was some hiccup, but everything is normal. And if you need any help or something, do connect me on Telegram. I do have some pending requests. I will take care of that by Monday. And if me and my team ask you the public key of your wallet, do not worry about it. Just share the public key, because all the ecosystem, all Sosana ecosystem is connected with your public key only. Your email ID, your user ID, and these all things are there, but public key is the primary source to identify anything and give you the help. So you can easily share it. There is no harm in that. No one can control anything with your public key.
Yeah, I think what he means by
key. Yeah.
Well, no, he's talking about public key, meaning that I think what he means is the actual address of your wallet. Is that what you mean, Kapil?
Yeah. Address of
Yeah, the
wallet.
address. Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe if you ask them for the wallet address, it'll be easier, less painful, because everyone's worried about private keys.
I saw when I asked about like public key, or like when I ask about that, people don't respond, or people think like, hey, not to give this.
Yeah, listen, it got me for a second when we were doing it yesterday. I know it's the technical term that's used, and I saw public key for it, and I'm like, whoa, for a second as we were doing the stuff, and I'm like, oh, that's public key. But yeah, just to avoid any confusion.
Yeah, wallet address. The wallet address. Everything with your wallet address, so we can easily help from that. Yeah.
Yeah, and if anybody ever asks you for your private keys, never give it to them. It's like giving them the keys to your bank safe, your home. So you don't want to do that, for sure. And and we didn't give our private keys to the first dev, but he was a scammer. It's great to have somebody like Kapil, who is just shows up and is does a great job. And I've known Kapil for a few years now. We've worked together on other stuff. So he's you and Jignesh were amazing to watch last night. I got a little glimpse on the inside of you guys coding in real time, and that was really cool to see. And I got to say, it's like it's another language, and it was brilliant. Even though unfortunately not everybody was able to see what was going on, it would have been more interesting if they watched that. Then actually, I'm sure Mark put on a good show. It's a good entertainer. So I'm sure you had some fun stuff to talk about.
I did my best.
Good job, buddy. So look, who's reading these Telegram questions? Anybody?
Let's get there. Hold on. I got two enthralled with Kapil. Hold on a second, folks. What is meant that the token can be frozen or minted? And he just went over that too. We talked about that. But did he go over it during this recording though?
I can tell again, like the authority was, the authorities which was given earlier, like the three authorities was there, like the mint authority, the fees access authority, and the frozen authority. So mint authority means like people, the owner of that particular token, like the owner wallet, who has the permission. In this situation, the Sosana owner wallet was only having the permission of that for all the three authorities. Like they can mint more tokens. So for example, currently the supply is 88 million. But if they want to add more, like 2 million, 10 million tokens or something like that, when they see the price is going up or something like that, they can do that. But now that authority is booked, so no one in the future, even the owner wallet cannot add any more new tokens. 88 million, 88 point something, which is mentioned in the light paper, that is the only quantity available for whole life on this particular thing. This is almost like a Bitcoin, like which has the like a 21 million as the fixed number. So there is the whole world, other than 21 million, no one can generate new, but 21 can come slowly in the market. So that is something the scene. Number two, the fees structure, like currently there is a 3% fees, but the authority which was there earlier, they can exchange the fees to 4, the 2 or to 2 or to 5, any percent what they want. But that authority was also just with Sosana owner wallet, but it was also removed now for the whole life. Like no percentage of authority can be changed. The freeze authority means like it can freeze the tokens which are there in some wallets. So for example, if you own Sosana and if it frees the token or if it burns the token with full supply, then all your token will got freeze. It is none of use. But that authority was earlier only with the Sosana owner wallet, but that was also removed. We didn't have the intention to keep these authorities initially also, but because the mainnet was not connected and the RPC and some of the script didn't went fully, so these came up. But we now have removed everything, so there is no of these authorities, and it's also mentioned in our audit report.
Can I say something real quick? I want people to think about something. I'm going to share the screen here. This is a look at Sosana on the Soul Scan. You can see our current supply. Okay, now transparency in crypto is what everybody wants. They want to know what's going on, what's in the contract, you know, this and that. They're seeing features and they're like, oh no, it's mintable, it's freezable. Okay. Just as Kapil mentioned, we started brand new. We got audited. All the things are being ironed out. Everything's going to work smoothly. It's going to be beautiful, folks. But think about this. There's a lot of kinds of transparency in crypto. And one of the ones you don't typically see in crypto is a fully doxed team that comes out on Zoom calls almost every night, Monday through Thursday at 9 p.m. Think about it. Do you really think, can you apply the same strict standards of like, oh my gosh, look what's in the contract. They're going to rug us. They're going to do this. Do you think that we would all come out here, dox ourselves, talk on these calls, put our names and faces out there for the whole world to see, and then start minting our own tokens and just sponging off of you guys? Come on. That's just not even real. But you worry about that stuff when it comes to all of the developers who are hiding behind the scenes, behind the curtain. They don't know, or you don't know who they are, right? That's when you really got to worry about that. But every move we make in blockchain is seen, it's visible. And if we start messing with the supply, you're going to see it, right? It just doesn't make sense that David's going to come in here and, yeah, I think I'm going to make some tokens and sell some tokens. Come on. That's just not even realistic to think about with a project like this. And you guys understand with our utility and what we're about to become, you know, there's the thorns and thistles that exist in every single crypto project that launches, especially the successful ones. As David mentioned, nothing good comes easy, right? Well, Sosana is no different in that sense, but we're very, very different in everything else we do. Fully doxed, fully out in the open all the time, which I think brings more trust than what your contract says. You know, there's a lot of people that have done rug pulls with perfectly beautiful contracts that everybody trusted, right? But how many of them will just take your money if they're out there in the open and talking to you every day? Think about that. I want you guys to understand that's another reason that you can really trust this community. And I just kind of wanted to show you that there's two kinds of transparency. And I think Sosana has the rare kind. And I just hope that makes sense to everybody.
And that was great, Mark. And the irony is, you know, we are developing a platform so that this doesn't happen with other tokens to other people. So we're you know, KYCing, if somebody wants to get involved and become you know, somebody who's nominating, who's voting, who's involved in the community, you're gonna have to go through a KYC process. We're creating a doxing sort of mechanism. We're not sharing exactly who they are, but we know they passed the muster. They really are who they say they are. And you know, this is like the wild west. So we're trying to make it a safe haven. And that's, you know, as we grow up, eventually we're just going to be a massive platform for projects to launch, for people to meet up, to connect, to really focus on strong tokens with real value. It could be a meme token that doesn't really have any utility, but it could be something special, like you know, Pepe was, or something that somebody really loves. You know, the people or the project that you can nominate and vote on. This is how we avoid the shiny object syndrome and nothing accomplished, right? Which we're all guilty of, and that's you know, the kind of the parody side of what we're doing, where we see shiny colors and, you know, we go to the next token that looks like it might have been better than the one that you were at. When do you ever get to really meet the owners of a project? When are they really that communicative and transparent and, you know, proactive? It just doesn't really exist. And so, you know, we wanted to build this the way we would want a company to be, to treat us. And that's how, you know, we kind of do unto others, if you will. So that's just the irony. If there's any concerns about us, the bottom line is, hey, we're like risen, like a phoenix from the ashes here, and we're making everybody whole again. And speaking of which, anybody who did purchase tokens in we'll call it Sasana 1.0 will be made whole Wednesday. Is that right, Kapil?
Yeah, I do have report. I will share that with you today. Like I do got a report from the day we got scam last time. So how many people are holding how many tokens? So I will share that with you. You can just double check and give me some feedback, and from there we can take it up. Yeah.
Right. So we kind of made a decision when we looked at the moment of compromise, which was April 29th at, I believe, 3:35 p.m., if I'm not mistaken. We could have gone with the low amount of tokens that I think there was maybe about 4 million or so tokens. And if we did that, the price would have been a lot higher, right? So it would have been more difficult for people to get enough tokens. So it was better to come out with the full 9.8 million at a better price point for everybody. And then on Wednesday, when we airdrop, we will lock up the tokens, right? After that, the liquidity gets locked, everything gets locked at that point, right? Okay. And then somebody asked a question which kind of reminded me as I was saying that. Let me see if I can find the message. Yeah. Wow, there's a lot of messages that popped up since then, so I can't really find it. Brian or Mark, have you guys been looking at these messages to see?
Yeah, I'm looking through them here. Let's see. Was able to purchase the contract address. That's another wallet question, which we've addressed. There's so many wallet questions. I'm glad that we have addressed that. That's a really big thing.
Yeah.
So token only received. Okay.
It says we have 873 users. Does that mean 873 people purchased? Well, it could be multiple wallets, right? It could be one person with multiple wallets. But typically, it's probably around that many people that purchased.
Okay, here, Michael said something here. It says, can you address the top 10 wallet addresses control 93% of the tokens? Please explain how this could happen. That's a big misconception, but Kapil, do you want to address that?
Yeah, can you pull up the chart or something like that?
Yeah, I'm going to do it. I will pull up he's talking about the top 10, so hold on. Let me get there. Big misconception on this one, but let's go to holders. And here we have the holders. Now he's probably assuming that these are the top 10. Like he might start with token owner as the top 10. 79 million tokens. Someone's got 79 million tokens. They're going to sell them all. So these are the top 10, but I don't see that that's 93% because unless you include the smart contract wallet, which is where we haven't released them all, like these are tokens that actually haven't been released yet.
Well, they are including the token owner.
Obviously, yeah. They're thinking that this is
that's the older wallet.
Actually owns 79%. Nope, that's not happening.
And just so you guys know, we don't have any tokens yet. I don't have a single token, other than what we were loading up for the owner's wallet. But none of the core team has received their tokens. They'll get them just like everybody else on Wednesday.
Yeah. So as here also, like practically what we had did, like there was 88 million token in the light paper. You can check this thing also. This information is already mentioned in the light paper. We have added like 9.8 million token in liquidity in Radium. Rest all are there which are going to be transferred in different wallet which have different roles, and that is also mentioned in the light paper. So everything is clear on that. So what I want to explain, like all the transactions other than the first one are done from that 9.8 million token only. So people can hold. I'm not saying people can't hold, but the transaction of coming up, coming down, using the going up and down, everything is done from that 9.8 million only. Other than that 9.8 million, people can't hold more because that is not at all available in the liquidity. It was the limit we have set it according to the white paper. So someone who is holding, which you can see, okay, now there can be a question like all these are real humans or all these are bots or something. So I can say like that is Web3. Web3 is actually made for, people don't want to show their real identity or something like that. So no one can say like this is a bot or not or something like that, because everyone is a wallet or something like that. But yeah, these people, these wallets which you can see, they are holding those amounts, and they do have done multiple transfers, plus minus, they have transferred to multiple wallet. All those things have happened, and now we are working on that. Like now we are stable and doing it up.
Yep. So thanks for the question, because that oftentimes is a big misconception. Let me tell you, I've noticed so much in crypto, the misconceptions of when people use wallets. I literally had someone send, and I didn't even see it till later. I was in a Zoom with some leaders today, and it went great. Excellent Zoom. We were talking about something which I'm going to bring up later, but they were like, I see Mark's wallet, and Mark's wallet has blah, 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 and all this stuff. And I'm like, first of all, how do you know it's my wallet? Because on the blockchain, I don't think there's any names on any of these wallets, is there? You see any names on these wallets? So how do you know it's my wallet, first of all? And second of all, it just doesn't make sense. It's kind of like, I don't know. It's just people make assumptions based on things that they see. Oh, this is exactly what's happening. I see it. That's what it is. And they just assume. And it wasn't a matter of even asking the question. It was just almost like he talked about it as a matter of fact. And yet it was so untrue. It's frustrating. Those are the kind of things that frustrate me. And not because I'm mad at the person who came up with it, but because of the perceptions that are out there in the industry. I'm not mad at the person, but you can ask me anything. If you want to tell me, if you have a concern about anybody on our team and you want to bring it to the table, we're as transparent as it comes. So if you want to do that, that's fine, and we'll answer those questions. And I'm not saying it was necessarily makes them a bad person. I'm just saying that it's because of all these scams and misperceptions that we just assume the worst. We have a tendency to do that. So I just want to make sure everyone understands that, I didn't buy. I think they tried to say that I bought at 0.004 or something like that, and that's just not something that happened. So.
Good point, Mark. Also, we talked about perceptions. Just back to the person to clearly just button this up, because I know this is being recorded. They asked a question about the top 10. You see the owner wallet has 89%. Today said the top 10 has 93%. That means the real top 10 has about 5%, right? Are probably close to 5% or something like that. So again, that is one of those things where I'm glad that we have a community like this where we can kind of just address that, because if it's not addressed, people are running around saying, these guys are holding on to. But if you go look at the light paper, don't forget the way that we're rolling out, about half of the tokens, all 88 million of tokens will not be available for 5.5 years, right? That's the rollout period. It's a 6-month period. And after that 6-month period, we start rolling out those tokens on a schedule, and they'll take 5 years from that point to get to a point where all 88 million tokens are rolled out, right? And they are rolled out of that wallet, et cetera, et cetera. So that's just part of it, guys. And again, part of the misconception. Crypto is cryptic. It's the reason why there are a lot of things that happen. We wanted to have a fair launch, and a fair launch is one of those things that everybody can get excited about and say that's awesome. But remember, part of having a fair launch is you got to set it up, you got to provide the liquidity, you got to launch it at the same time, you got to do all these things, because you're trying to keep it from being a bunch of bots or a bunch of insiders get the front run everyone else, right? But of course, the problem with that is you find out right away that it is a fast finger contest, right? The people who are maybe more experienced at what to do at the beginning and how to launch. A lot of people ran into their own inability, or they ran into the fact that they've never done this before, and they were delayed, and maybe only delayed by minutes. But when you have it moving that fast and you're delayed by minutes, minutes is the difference between somebody getting something at a penny and somebody getting something at 68 cents, right? But here's what I will say to you guys, because we're talking a lot about that I just want to mention one thing, and then Mark, I'm going to turn it back to you because you did have this leadership call earlier today, and I definitely want to hear some of the insights that were gleaned there.
Yep.
Listen, guys, right now the number one focus right now for I know for me personally, right, is I know the highest point that this token got. Even though it was only for a few seconds, you know, this mad thing, and then the bots started selling off and really kind of just sniping a lot of funds, was about $1. I think it got to about $1 here for a few seconds. So the number one focus for me is we're not even 24 hours old yet, right? So the reality is, how long does it take for us to get back to $1? That's where I'm at in my mind, right? How long does it take for us to get back to $1? Because once we get back to $1, it really does mean that anyone who bought tokens during that incredibly frenetic several hours or period, anyone who bought tokens, everyone will then be made whole at that point in time, and then everything from beyond there is profit for everyone. You know, I've talked to a lot of people who were, you know, excited, and they did have fast fingers, and they got in at a lower price than where we are right now, and they're super excited right now. They're like, man, when this thing is going to keep running up, this could be life changing for me and my family. Of course, I've talked to people on the other side who got in at a higher price, right, than before it retraced, right, when some of the sell started happening from the bots, and they're like, oh man, you know, I saw the thing flare up, and now it's back down, and you know, now what are we going to do to get it back up? And that's really the question, right? Is what are we going to do to get it back up? The same stuff we were going to do no matter what happened on launch day, right? It's the same stuff. Guys, we're launching a utility. Don't forget, Mark just mentioned we had about 2.7, 2.8 million in volume. And then that's the buy sell volume, but there's also transfers, right? You know, people are transferring tokens around or whatever. There's that same 3% is charged there. So we're going to look at that. But right now, we're looking at our first day, you know, probably $27,000, $28,000, $29,000 now in the DGen voter pool on day one, right? On day one. So when we launch this utility, right, we're going to just keep building on top of that. So we could have a very significant, we're going to have, because even that would be significant. We're going to have a very significant first vote, which is going to be a game changer. And it's going to create a lot of buzz, and it's going to create a lot of excitement, right? Somebody's going to win. They're going to get a lot of tokens, but the community itself is going to win as you understand our model, right? So that's going to be an awesome launch there. Our affiliate platform, right? Listen, I'm hearing people right now ask some questions that it makes it clear that people have varying understandings about crypto, right? And I understand that. Wouldn't it be great if there was an affiliate platform that you could belong to? And part of being along to that affiliate platform is that you got real education about crypto. You got real education about how to spot quality projects and how to avoid some of the landmines, et cetera, et cetera. So even as I hear some of these questions being asked, I'm thinking, guys, you're really going to benefit from the launch of the affiliate program and being a part of our community where you can learn all of these things. So for us, this is business as usual. You know, we had a long night, no sleep. Still, a lot of people operating on very little sleep. I know a lot of you guys are as well. I mean, it was exciting. It was frenetic. It was going right. But now it's like, okay, now that we're launched and we're out there in the real world in the environment, now it's just we're going to go back to work. And the work we're going to be doing is making sure these other pieces are coming out, setting people up to be able to win, which is what we wanted to do from the very first place, driving up the value of the token. There's not one single one of us that were like, yeah, man, I'm hoping and praying that we can get to a 16 cents or a 20 cents or whatever. I can't even, again, legally we're not allowed because it's considered enticement to tell you what our vision is of where the token is going to be. But I'm just going to say a lot higher, right? And we didn't really care where we started at. We only care where we go to. Now we got our starting point. Now we can start focusing on all the growth metrics. But guys, listen, the marketing that's going to happen, the affiliate program that's coming out, the utility that's going to be launched, the buzz and the excitement. Somebody mentioned 873 holders, and they said, does that mean that we have 873 people who bought the token? And I heard Dave pop in and say, well, there could be some people with multiple wallets, so maybe it's 800 or 750 or whatever. But think about that for a second. Billions of people on the planet, only maximum 873 of them right now have purchased Solana, because billions of people on the planet don't even know that we exist yet. And I'm not saying billions of people are going to join Solana, but what I am saying is a fraction of a fraction of a fraction of a percentage of that. And we will have a community of hundreds of thousands, if not millions of people in Solana going out there and engaging in our utility every couple of weeks with with all of these tokens that are out there on the platform, and every month with a pre-launch platform, guys, and it will be a game changer. Whatever that excitement was, or that frenetic energy that you experienced last night, we're going to create that every 2 weeks, except the difference is you'll be better. Your fingers will be faster. You will understand a lot more what's going on. You'll be a lot better prepared. You'll be able to, if you want to, again, you don't have to, but if you want to, you'll be able to, put yourself in front of the information of what the community is going to do every couple of weeks. And you will have the opportunity to build a massive, massive portfolio. And all of that is going to go towards driving what we believe the more and more buy pressure into Solana, and progressively creating more price pressure. Guys, I'll tell you this: regardless of what you got your tokens for, there's no question that within about 3 to 6 months, there will be people who will be saying, "I wish that I was the person who got it for 30 cents or 50 cents or 60 cents or 87 cents or whatever." I mean, it's going to be one of those things where it's like, oh my God, right? Yeah, can you imagine what that was like back then when they were getting the token for less than $1? Are you kidding me? So this is exciting. Some people had a lottery mentality last night. It's okay to have a lottery mentality as long as when you buy your tickets, the lottery numbers go off, you didn't win, you just go back to work. You don't say, oh man, that was my big game plan, was the lottery. What am I going to do now, right? It's like, we're just going to go back to work and do what we do and sit back and watch this. This is going to be an amazing, amazing run. I'm so excited that we have gotten past that first phase of getting a token out there into the real world. Now it's phase 2, utility and affiliate program, and then the mass marketing that we're going to be able to do after that to attract more influencers, to end up on the right podcasts and the right digital magazines and all those types of things that will actually take Solana viral and put it out in the world. And it's going to be for the benefit of the community. We're all going to get to win. Us as the people who are on the project, we only win in the long term. If you saw the schedule of how things roll out for our own tokens, pretty much every single person in the community has an advantage over us, because you guys were able to go out last night and crush it with token acquisition. You just heard Dave say he doesn't have any tokens right yet. So we're going to have these things roll out slowly. So we need this to be a powerful project for years and years and years to come. That's where our win is. So we are more focused maybe than even a lot of other people of saying, let's do all the right things, the right for the community, including like having impromptu webinars like this one to communicate and to even maybe potentially over communicate, to keep people on the same page about what's happening, to keep them understanding our level of commitment, and to keep them understanding just how much we care about the people in the community being able to win. Just the beginning, guys, not the end. Please don't treat it like last night was the end of something. It was the start of something, and where we're going, man, is going to be absolutely incredible. So, Mark, again, I'm operating on no sleep, so I know I rambled there a little bit. I apologize.
Never.
That's you with no sleep. Better than most people with 8 hours.
Hey, I want to address something that everybody has I want to go back. Not everybody has addressed, but if you haven't addressed this, someone else might tell you, and you might hear about it, or you might think about it and go, that doesn't make sense. That's not good, or you think that some kind of scam's going on. So I'm going to share my screen again. I did some investigating this morning, and what we heard from some people was they were thinking, there's some wallets out there that are selling that have never bought. And because of that, it automatically means those are dev wallets. Those are wallets that they didn't buy, they just sold. And you know what? I know you see that in crypto a lot of times. I know you see that with scams. Let me give you an example of why that's just not the case. Because one of the things that you noticed, I'm going to pull up top traders. People looked at this and said, okay, this wallet bought 0 tokens and sold $242,000 in profit. Wow. So when you look at that, you're like, okay, that's a dev wallet. No, it's not. Let me explain. If you look at this purchase, I went back and I found that there was a wallet, not the same wallet, right? You can see it's a different wallet. Take a look. Notice NKH, what is that? NKHO or A? I can't tell. My eyes are failing me. HO, okay. Check that out. Okay. Very first purchase, very, very early. They purchased at 0.0016, so 1.6 tenths of a penny. They spent $2,000 and got $1.4 million tokens. Now, when you see that, you realize you're like, okay, no wonder they're sniper bots, right? But they don't even know necessarily what they're doing. Normally, a sniper bot that doesn't know what they're doing will just come in and snipe a Solana because they don't even know what the Solana project is. They're just looking at liquidity pools and buying off of them, right? This person knew what the project was. Who knows who they are? Doesn't matter, but this is what happened, okay? For some reason, and I can't explain to you why, but they bought these tokens and then they transferred those tokens to this wallet. And I can prove it. Show you real quick. I'm going to click on their wallet here. I took a look at this. I'm going to go to where, and I want you guys, anytime you suspect this, come in here and take a look, okay? Because there's no dev wallet selling, folks. It ain't happening like that. Transfers. I'm going to click on transfers. I'm going to scroll down the way here. Take a look. And it didn't happen necessarily on this page. You can see they did transfer Solana here, but it wasn't a large amount. I think it was more of a sell trade there. Looks like a sell trade. Well, let's go to the next page. Take a look at this. 1.412 million tokens here of Solana tokens. Where did that go? Take a look at this wallet. This is where it went. What does that wallet end in? EXPQ. What did that top trader sell? Oops, wrong page. XPQ, that's the wallet. See what I'm saying? Here's where they made the purchase. Here's where they transferred and sold. That is not a dev wallet. That is someone, and I'll be honest with you, maybe someone can say in the Telegram why you think they would want to transfer tokens and then sell them. Why not just sell them from the wallet that they bought? Does anyone have an idea?
Explain to everybody, you know, I know the answer, but explain to everybody why that means it's not a dev wallet.
What it basically means, the reason why it's not is because it was transferred from a purchase. So these tokens that were sold were originally bought. And so when people think it's a dev wallet, they think, oh, you took free tokens out of the supply and you just dumped them on the chart. That is not exactly what happened, okay? So that I wanted to clear the air on that, because if you haven't known about it yet, you're going to hear about it. And a lot of people came out and talked about it. And I just want you guys to realize that there's proof on the blockchain. The beautiful thing about blockchain, it's so transparent. You can see where the tokens go. They were bought here, and I just showed you on here how they were transferred to that wallet, to this wallet. And hopefully that makes total sense to you guys. And it's a very easy explanation. They're sitting there with $236,000. And if you think about it, it's a pretty good time to buy. Look at this chart. It's a pretty good time for them to come back in and buy if they want to. They might want to do that. Who knows? But that's just what happened. It happens, and this is crypto, guys. It's not all buy. This isn't going to be a straight chart up green chart every day, right? You're going to have buyers, sellers. That's what happens. So I mean, I just want to clear the air on that.
I gotta say, it's the pros and the cons. Like the con of not being known is that bots aren't really front running. They don't care about you. There's barely anything there. When you know what everybody wants to be, you know, a part of a project that is buzzing, but this is what you're up against when you launch. You get you just can't avoid them. We tried. We looked at, you know, I had Kapil look at probably, I don't know, 6, 7 different methods we were just trying to figure out in a test environment, and we just couldn't you know, find a way with the SPL token 2022 contract that we needed for the taxes to really block those bots. It just is what it is. So that's why I was hoping we could have this army to block that. You know, the good news is they're gone, right? There's not many of them left, and they're not really, you know, hurting our charts right now. So that's the good news. And then there's one thing I wanted to add, that when I looked at the questions, somebody had asked about an overview video. He said, you know, that he's not too familiar with crypto, and it kind of reminded me. And first I'll say, yes, we are going to do you know, an overview video that will be on our website. But one of the things that we don't really talk about it that much, but we will be talking about it a lot pretty soon. And a lot of people will be talking about this, and that is our educational, LMS that we're launching, which is the learning management system. And there's so many people out there in the world who are just afraid of crypto. They're even the people that are into crypto. Look at what skeptics there are. You can't help it. This is like the wild, wild west. And there's so many scams and rug pulls. Even people who have been hanging out with us and spending all this time with us, they got suspect. Ooh, what's going on here? Everybody starts to raise an eyebrow. You think everybody's going to come to your defense and be like, oh, these guys would never do something like that. But people are corrupt when it comes to money, and they do. Not all people, but some people do that. And I could see with good reason in this industry why people are concerned, and that's one of the reasons why we're launching Sosana is to kind of quell that, right? And so the idea here is if you've got such a small percentage of the world who understands crypto, that is comfortable with crypto, that means that there's a huge percentage out there who are newbies and are intimidated by it. And our educational courses are going to take somebody who's never even downloaded a wallet, doesn't understand anything about crypto, all the way up to somebody who wants to launch their own crypto project. And so we're going to have the ability, give the ability to for the community members to have one-on-one tutoring with one of our instructors on downloading the wallet, purchasing Sosana, purchasing Solana. All that is going to be available. And of course, it's crypto driven, our school, the Sosana school, but because of the fact that it's sort of a catch-22, right? If you have to have crypto to get involved and you don't know about crypto, then how are you going to educate? So we have a special section within our school for people that can pay by credit card. That's the only time they can do that directly. And they'll be able to get educated with a one-on-one tutoring session. And so there's going to be lots of educational courses, and this will be the kind of place where you can send friends and family, people that you're not just people that but yourselves. I mean, there's plenty of people out there who are just intimidated by crypto. And I think pretty much everybody who's into crypto at one point had that aha moment, right? It's not like you just sit down, maybe for Kapil, but most of us, it takes so there's a big learning curve trying to understand it, and then all of a sudden it starts clicking. And it's just the sort of the rite of passage. Everybody will eventually, if you spend enough time with it, you'll get it. And it's not as complicated as it looks, but when you couple that with all these rug pulls and scams and things that are out there all the time, it just becomes a scary place to be. And so that's why, we're creating this community that brings us all together, that really does a very basic background. It's just a basic one to make sure that the person is who they say they are, so you can communicate and network with and meet up with and do business with. And so, this ecosystem is going to be there to not just support each other, but to support the crypto businesses out there, from vendors to token projects to KOLs and so on. And you're going to know if these people are vetted or not. We're going to be launching the Better Token Bureau, and we'll staff that with just like sort of like the Better Business Bureau. And this is just filling a void that I believe is out there in this space. It's just wide open, and the reason why everybody is so suspect of every project out there is with good reason. Is that there's just so. I mean, look, we got scammed ourselves. We're sitting there trying to create an environment where we protect everybody and ourselves, and we got scammed. So, it could happen to anybody. You live and learn. We don't look back and dwell, but you learn from things and you adapt. And now we're better and stronger than ever, and we're about to hit new heights. I mean, when the rest of the world wakes up to what we've got. I encourage everybody to take a look at our light paper, dig into it, read it. It's, I've gotten feedback from a lot of people that say they love the light paper, and that doesn't even include future phases that are already planned. So this is just what we can release now to you guys, and we're just going to keep growing and building. And we're relatively a small group right now, big in a comparison to most tokens at launch, but small in the big scheme of things. But we're about to hit critical mass. This is going to happen quickly, and that tipping point is coming, especially when we turn on the marketing machine, which is what I love to do. And I haven't had the chance to do that because we've been so ensconced in building. But I'm able to take a little breather now after all this hard work to get here. And then I'd say, so Wednesday we do the airdrop for everybody, get everybody whole again, and then shortly after that, I don't know that we're ready to commit to a date for the voting and nomination mechanism, but I will tell you that it is very near. It's not like one of these, Q3 we're going to have. I mean, this is most of it has already been built. The community has already been built. Most of this is ready to go live, but we're just going to not rush it, and we're going to make sure everything is ready to go when we roll it out. And I think everyone's going to love it. But again, I encourage you guys, you can go to the Sosada chat, Telegram chat, look under pinned messages, and you'll see the light paper in there. Take a read. And if you've got any support questions, go into help and support. Ask the questions. It's being monitored by Capel and his team, basically 24/7, and as well as our team. So we answer where we can. Capel picks up on the more complicated things. So that's really my last notes here before I head out. But Mark, I don't know if you want to have any closing thoughts or remarks.
Yeah, I really do. I want to give you guys some perspective, because I am so excited about the future of where we're at. And I just want you guys to look at this chart. Actually, we're 24 hours into it, and it looks really, really good. I like the way it looks. This is the 4-hour chart. You look at the daily chart, we've gone through not even one day. I honestly don't even know how it started a second bar, because it hasn't even been 24 hours, right? But I am so excited about where we're headed. But I want to tell you guys, it has nothing to do with the chart. Absolutely nothing to do with the chart. Because I could tell you right now, I don't care where this chart is. There is nothing that's going to stop this team from coming out every Monday through Thursday and sharing the dream, sharing the vision. And do you really think that we're not going to grow when we do that? Do you think that me and Brian and Dave are going to come out here? And I know Dave's in the background. He's doing his work. He's making things happen. He's making all the ideas come to life, right, with the programmers. But when you talk about me and Brian, we started to build some serious momentum before the launch. I just want you guys to imagine what's going to happen when we finally bring out this utility. We are building towards the first election now. Do you understand me? We are building right now for the first election. And me and Brian are going to keep coming out every Monday through Thursday at 9 p.m. And we are going to share this vision. And this is something you do not see in cryptocurrency. You do not see this kind of utility. You do not see this kind of team that comes out and promotes their project and stands behind it, fully doxed, out in the open, proud. And let me tell you, there's a lot of people who say we love our community. You're going to see we prove it. Okay, we are here for you guys. That's why we did this call tonight, because we love our community. We want to answer your questions. We're not hiding from anything. There's nothing to hide from. Crypto's built for transparency. You're going to find out we're the most transparent team on the planet. But at the same time, do you think that when we bring out this voting mechanism and people start earning rewards, voting and nominating, and that degen voter bonus wallet continues to get bigger and bigger and bigger, oh my, I look at where we're at right now, and I'm like, that's why the chart really doesn't even mean anything to me right now. It's like 17 cents, wherever that is. What is it, 16 cents? I guess it says it's 17 cents here. Let me refresh it. Guys, the game hasn't even started. We're not early in the game. This game hasn't even okay, let's say it started yesterday at the fair launch, right? Last night. Look at where we're at. We are so early in this game. Why can't we? Why can't you see, if you can't, if you're struggling to see it, how could you not see this project growing with what we're about to do? It has never been done in crypto history. We're going to solve the #1 problem on the Solana network, and that is uplifting quality projects, throwing out the shiny objects, and curing the disease of shiny object syndrome and nothing accomplished. That is one of the biggest problems in cryptocurrency today, and we have the solution. We have the team behind it. We are fully doxxed. We are proud of what we're doing, and we love this community. So I just want to throw that out to you guys. I hope that's a good word of excitement. I hope you guys stay excited and keep bringing people to these calls and helping us spread the word.
Well said, Mark.
Yeah.
Nice.
Good stuff. All right.
Amy, I think we're pretty much good. We've been, this what, 9:24 my time, 10:24 Eastern. I think we ought to let these people go on a Friday night. We got more calls to come. I know you guys got more questions. Obviously, it's impossible to answer every single question, but thank you so much for everyone coming out. David, thank you so much for taking your time, because I know you're so busy, so little sleep lately for all of us, but we came out here because it's a labor of love. We love you guys, and we can't wait for the future.
And Kapil, thank you, brother, for showing up on here too. Do we want Kapil back on Monday? Is that what you said before, Mark?
Yeah, I was offering him an opportunity. If he can make it, that'd be great. We'll see if he can make it. I'm not seeing him right now, but
yeah. I just don't want to take him away from any kind of development time and work, because we need to get the Wednesday airdrop properly done. But maybe Wednesday, after the airdrop, you can pop on.
absolutely, anytime, man. Anytime he wants to come, it always brings value for sure.
Absolutely.
Awesome,
Right.
guys. Thank you so much. And let me tell you, I want to offer a thanks to Keith Lacey, the professor. And if I leave anybody out, you haven't been, that doesn't mean you've been forgotten. I just, I can't remember everything. And if Brian, if you can think of anybody, but those leaders that are out there, the positivity that we've received at every turn, because they see it too. They know, oh, hey, we had one fair launch. We shot up to over $1, which actually is pretty amazing. And then we pulled back, and we know some people feel like they didn't get a good entry and stuff like that. But what we can tell you is we're not going to stop growing. We're going to keep showing up, and people are going to follow us. And like I said, when that utility launches, and then, gosh, guys, the affiliate plan, and the fact that people that are coming to that affiliate community and vote for pre-launch projects. Oh my gosh, guys, so much value is coming. This is the beginning, man. Let's do this. All right. We'll see you all later. You guys have a great weekend.
Great weekend, everybody. Thank you for showing up.